Well, welcome to the NWR Aussie Resources Conference. My apologies that we're a little bit late, just a couple of tech issues, as you do when you're doing things live. Next up, we have Pacgold, a very, very exciting opportunity in the Alice River Gold Project. The ASX code is PGO. Now, we've had some tech challenges. I'm hoping that we'll be able to bring Tony Schreck on via the telephone. Remember the old-fashioned telephone? But I'll just keep chatting until he comes in. For those of you that don't know, Pacgold have had some amazing results coming out of their latest drill campaign. And Tony is really excited about what he's doing up there in the Alice River Gold Project. Tony, are you there?
Hello, Terry.
Yay!
Yes, can you hear me?
I love it. I was doing it because I kind of know your story. It's so exciting. But good to have you on the phone, if not in person. So over to you. We're running a little bit late, so let's get straight into it, Tony, because it's an exciting time. If we go to the
okay, wonderful, Kerry. Thank you. So, Nick, if we go to slide page 3.
Yep, we're there.
So the figure on the right there, you'll see the location of the project. There's about 40 million ounces of gold has come out of this part of the world, a very healthy part of North Queensland for gold. The success that we've achieved really has been through applying modern exploration to an overlooked gold asset. And you can see some of the high-grade numbers we've achieved there in such a short period of time. 17 metres at 9.3, 6 at 17. But of particular excitement is just a recent drill intersection that contained quite a spectacular zone of visible gold. We've got a big drilling program underway at the moment, and we're targeting a JORC resource. So you can see the share price in the centre there. On slide 4.
Yep.
So we IPO'd in July last year, and on the back of some incredible sort of discovery-driven growth, we're actually the best performing gold IPO on the ASX for 2021 and also the last financial year. We've got a really tight capital structure, 66.8 million shares. We're well funded at the moment with $11 million at the end of June. But the institutional support, we've got over 20% of the register is institution, and that's a fantastic endorsement for the project and the team. So if we go to slide 5 now, that sort of figure on the left there, we've got fantastic access to the project. We've got an operating airstrip. There's an historical gold mine that produced about 30,000 ounces at 5.5 grams in the 90s. We own the project 100%, and it comes with 8 granted mining leases. The figure in the centre there, we've got over 30 kilometres of structure tied up, and our focus is on a 7-kilometre long trend. On the right there, you'll see that 7-kilometre long trend. Our focus is in the centre of that area, the central target where the F1A zone discovery is occurring. But even the southern target has got some stunning historical high-grade numbers that we plan to follow up. So we go to slide 6. That figure on the right there, it's IP geophysics, and that's an oblique view looking to the north, and that's 7 kilometres from top to bottom. What it's showing is the blue and the purple is mapping out a resistivity low, which maps out the gold-bearing shear zone. It's the first time we've conducted a survey like this on the project, and it's worked tremendously well, probably the best survey I've ever completed in my career for the results and advancing the project. But that figure on the left there, it shows you how well the correlation between the mineralisation and the resistivity low is, and particularly that it sits on the eastern margin of the resistivity low. It's something that's quite an important feature that we're moving forward with our exploration. So this is just one of the sections, just in the sort of, you can see the location of that drill section, just in that central, just south of the open pit there. So we move to slide 7. That's a long section. Down the bottom right of that figure is a 200-metre scale bar. But the red and the pale yellow-orange shade, that's showing sort of gram metres. but the redder zone is defining the much better grades that we're intersecting. You can see the open pit in the top of that image. The small dots on there are historical holes, the larger dots are our drill holes, and the black dots are holes that we're awaiting results on. And you can see in the sort of right-hand side and left-hand side, there's two visible gold occurrences. The right-hand side is hole 61 with the spectacular gold that we released earlier, a week ago. And the left-hand one is hole 51, which we're awaiting results any day now, we hope. But we're starting to see multiple south steep plunging high-grade zones emerge, and we fully expect that we'll see multiple of those sort of stacked zones along strike as we expand our drilling program. But the deepest hole on the project is hole 50 at the bottom of that figure. That's about 500 metres below surface, and we've certainly seen quite spectacular zones of veining and alteration within that hole. But our work is going to focus on sort of the 200 metres below surface down to 400 metres below surface and get confidence on the geometry of the high-grade zones and then follow those progressively to depth. This image of the photo on the right, top right there, is showing some of the mineralisation. We see two different generations of silica, and that's quite important as part of our model. The grey is an early generation that's got low-grade gold, arsenic antinomy, but the high-grade gold is quite coarse gold in this later white veining. And so where we see the high grades, we always see a stronger sort of concentration of the white veining. We go to slide 8. There's one of our sections on the right-hand side. You'll see that from surface there, you can rock chip and get 0.1 grams gold, but as part of our model was go deeper on that zone. And you can see as we progressively drilled deeper, the grades were getting incredible. Hole 44 was one of our holes that we released a few weeks ago, and we're seeing broad zones that contains high grade. 50 metres closer to us south from that section is the spectacular zone of visible gold that we recently released. So we're starting to see sort of the geometry in the high-grade zones join up, which is great. This figure on the left here is a section through the IP. The purple and blue is mapping out the resistivity low. The F1A zone extends for about 1.5 kilometres on the right there. And even the F1B on the left-hand side, that's the start of the zone as it continues well to the north for a number of kilometres. So just moving south, we've got the southern target on the left there. We've got historically some stunning high-grade intersections, 8 metres at 55, 4 at 27. With the aid of this geophysics that we've generated, we're coming in here with the first modern exploration to use that data in over 30 years, in fact. So this is a large footprint gold system, and we'll be the first guys to apply the modern models that we've had so much success with on the central target. So we've got additional drilling planned here in the coming months, and so that'll be quite exciting to see that southern target advance. The northern target on the right here, that's the zone as it extends north from the F1A zone at the central target. We've got geophysics commencing in a few weeks' time here to close in the survey spacing. And I mean, our most northern hole was intersected 2 metres at just under 10. And at the very top end of that figure on the right, there's 6 metres at 4.8 in a historical hole, which was actually almost 200 metres further to the east of where the main shear zone comes through. So this northern target, we'll be progressing that in the coming later this year. Just moving on to slide 10. The project pipeline. Now, this is probably one of my favourite slides. Our focus is on the 7 kilometre long zone there in the centre of that figure. But historically, there's lots of prospects over 30 kilometres. And what the historical explorers didn't quite appreciate was that it's dominantly sand cover. So where they generated spot soil anomalies and RAB drilled, they got some stunning first pass RAB numbers for gold. but they didn't appreciate that those spot gold anomalies could potentially be joined over 30 kilometres. So this is what really gets us excited when we look at our sort of our district scale opportunity that we see. So just moving on to slide 11, board management. We've got fantastic discovery experience right through to mine development. So we're particularly skilled at the point we're at now with quite an experienced team of geologists led by Jeff Lowe, sort of leading the discovery at the moment. But we've got a strong board to take that forward. We move to slide 12. So just summing up, I know it's been quite a condensed summary of Pacgold, but it's really been applying new ideas, modern exploration to a really big overlooked opportunity, and that's what we've come in and done different, and we've had incredible success straight from the very first drill program. I mean, these numbers that we achieved, this was our very first holes last year that were released early this year, 17 at 9.3, 6 at 17. And you combine that with, we've got 2 rigs on site at the moment. We've got 3 rigs actually, 2 diamond rigs, an RC rig. We're well funded. We've got quite an aggressive drill program that we're about 50% of the way through. But the news flow is really just beginning. So we've got an exciting sort of flow of news to come over the coming week and right through to the end of the year and beyond. So district scale opportunity. Oh, yes, sorry.
No, go ahead.
District scale opportunity, how big could this be? I mean, we're just starting to create some momentum, and I think we're heading into a very exciting phase going forward. Thank you, Kerry.
Tony, thanks so much. And sorry about the tech issues before, but ladies and gentlemen, if you're on the call, you want to ask a question of Tony, put it in the Q&A box down below. Tony, my question before they get started on their questions is, how did you have the foresight or the understanding that this Alice Gold area was going to be of such high value, and that it was not just one small area, but that you could unlock a whole district? Why did you zone in on this?
Yeah, but I think half my career is spent in the majors, sort of Normandy, Newmont, North Flinders. I mean, some of those guys were fantastic sort of explorers, and so with that experience, I was able to look at the data, and I saw quite a large footprint that is the first big top tick when I look at a project. I want to see a really big, large-scale footprint. I saw that, and then when I zoomed in on the data, I saw that there was lots of room that we could come in and do things differently. The geophysics was one. Applying a new modern exploration model on the project was probably as important, and then accessing funds and a strong team and board to support the exploration that we've rolled out over the last 12 months was pretty gutsy exploration, but we knew exactly the risks that we were taking, and they paid off fantastic.
All right, got it. Simon's just asking, Tony, rough estimates for assay results for VG holes 0051 and 0061.
Yeah, I mean, 0051, I was expecting them a few days ago, but unfortunately, the guy in ALS who does the special check assays has got COVID. Unfortunately, that blew my Friday afternoon away, and so he's got COVID. We're expecting him receiving him shortly this week, I hope, and then we'll have a release out as soon as we can after that. Hole 61, hole 61. It'll be a number of weeks away, but it's in transit to the lab as we speak.
All right, 61's in transit, 51's COVID delayed. Tony, finally, amazing results from that latest drilling on the F1A zone. What can investors expect for the remainder of this year?
Yeah, well, with 2 rigs on site, I mean, the long section that we showed, that was based on the drilling that we've completed. The black dots were holes awaited. That was as of about a week ago. I mean, with 2 rigs double shifting on site, we're putting a lot of holes out quickly. So there's going to be a lot more news flow. With the drilling that we're doing, we're actually understanding the geometry of the high-grade zones far better than we ever have before. So the more we understand, the more that the next drill hole is planned to really sort of nail that high-grade zone. So I'd like to think that as we roll out the coming rest of the year, we're going to get better and better at hitting the exact high-grade zones.
Well, we've run out of time, Tony. I really appreciate you coming on to the NWR Aussie Resources Conference today. Ladies and gentlemen, what an exciting time as Tony Schreck, Managing Director, unlocks the whole of this Alice River Gold District, not just a belt, it's a whole district. Thanks so much again, Tony.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Kerry. Thank you.